Hello everyone, Boss Under here for Minecraft tutorial video about how to make redstone bosses. This will be part 1 of this series. I want to see if I can finish finish this boss. Well, I can't think. Sorry for the background noise if you can hear any. Everyone else is watching America's Got Talent. Anyway, so I am going to be doing two different ways you can do a boss. So this is the basic way. It's just a very basic way to do your own redstone boss. So recommend this to like some newer people. And I'll do a more complicated boss later on, but I probably won't do that today. I might do it tomorrow. I don't know. I'll have more time to record now that it's summer. Anyway, first thing you need, redstone. Pretty basic about that. You'll need like redstone repeaters, redstone torches, some sort of block. I'll just use wool, and using different colors of blocks is helpful for you. Like, you can have one color block be redstone for like weapons, like basically dispensers, or you can, and then you can have another set for like the weak points. So you also need a redstone lamp, and like I said, dispensers, and some pressure plates. Okay, let's get the weak points put in. So let's do this. This is a nice, clever trick on how to do weak points. So now, if I remember I haven't done Minecraft in a long time, so now, so you have your bow, you can, hopefully this still works, because this is 1.9, and I haven't played since like 1.8. If I can aim. Yeah, that works. So if you hit it in this corner, basically, it'll activate. So you don't need buttons. This is very nice if you want to add like pistons that will close the eyes when you hit the weak point. So very nice thing. Might as well add those dispensers in right now. Okay, you know what? Let's just do this. There. There's our mouth, I guess, that will be shooting fireballs. And this boss is just going to be an AND gate, so an AND gate is basically, it won't activate until you hit they activate all the power sources, which in this case, the weak points are the power sources. Sorry for all of the noise, if you didn't hear that. I'm also going to try to get a new mic soon, because I've seen my old videos on PC, and that's terrible quality. And so I'm sound the same on this video, so sorry about that. Hopefully I can get past that. Anyway, like I said, I'll do blue for the weapons. That's just redstone repeaters. More of that. And there's this basic system. So it's a very basic thing. This is my skin. This is a custom skin that I made that I really like. I'll put a bow up there. Let's do a green path for the weak points. Okay. Boom. Boom. Let's do this. Then do that. So, there's this. Now this is the AND gate that I told you about. And if I activate one of the torches, this one of the weak points, this will go off. But this still remains off just because this torch is still powering that redstone, therefore turning that torch off. Just if you're confused on how redstone works, just basically build what I am building, but in a different path. So as long as it's somewhat set up like this, like at the end, this you can do something like that for one, and then do like this sort of thing. So if like your weak points are higher up, and like that, it'll still do the same thing. That would be the example of them being turned off. So, yeah. Very basic things. I'm just doing this because this is a pretty easy thing, and then that just turned off because arrow despawns. Arrows despawn about a minute. So basically, once you hit one weak point, you'll have a whole minute to hit another weak point. I'm gonna do. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, or actually, well, this. No, that doesn't work. So I will do this. I'll just put this one lower. I don't want the redstone to mess that collide, basically. There's doing a signal to that. Anyway, let's do this, and then what's the command? $99. Here, hold on. Give me a sec. Is that okay? I'm just pulling up Google, so sorry, so unprepared. I'm just going to try and see if I can find it. Oh. I think I found it. Underscore block. What? Is that not my name? What? Oh, that's... Okay. Okay. There we go. There, now we have our command block. So now, we need to reset our wool. Just sit here and here. We can do like that and that. Then I'll put like the teleport command, and I'll teleport you to a room that will say, "You win!" basically. Okay, now what we are going to do is we're going to make a spawn room. So I'm going to make a spawn room with lapis and water and a button and dispenser. And not dispenser, piston. Let's see. Button. Okay, this is one of the spawn rooms that I tend to use the most. I'll destroy these blocks later. It's a very, very, very basic thing. Very basic. First, destroy all these blocks. Now you'll do this. Destroy that block. Do something like that. Build something like that. Then you do this. And get the redstone. And then you do this. You activate that. Actually, let's do it. Let's do it right there. So now we can add a chest, if I remember where those are at. There it is. Nope, not there. Put water there, but you don't want your person to... You don't want it to die when you push this button. You need to do... Where is it? Where is the glowstone? Where's the glowstone? Okay. Okay. Building blocks. How come I didn't see it in building blocks? Run game. Okay. And like this. Oh. Well, we'll just save it. Oh. There. That's what we'll do. Now we'll do slash spawn point. So now it sets the player spawn point to here. And let's get out of there. So put the button right there. So we just do this. And then bring that here and that. And now we push that. We push. Oh, no. That's not what we want. That is not what we want at all. Here. We'll put the button there. Wait, no, we can't do that. We'll put the button there. We'll do that. And now I don't know why that's even up. There. Now if we push it. Okay. So we're in here. We did items out of this chest. Hit the button. And then we're dropped in. And it'll be like this. Very nice spawn room. Now we'll just make a very, very basic arena. Where you can stand. So I'm just doing this so the water doesn't spread everywhere. That's what I would recommend doing. especially if you're doing like lava right next to the platforms. Just don't want the lava to turn into obsidian. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, should go. Let's do this. Let's do that. Actually, let's do that. And that little 5x5 platform. This is where the player will be, shooting arrows at the boss. Let's do time set 0. There we go. Now it's daytime. Now you can see. Yay! Okay. So that's a very basic spawn room. And if we do /kill, we should Y game. Let's just do that a few times. Now let's see. Your home was missing or obstructed. No. Why? Why, game? Why must you make this so hard? I don't know why that's not working, but you get the idea. You're supposed to spawn up in there, and life is good, and then you get your items, and yeah. Okay. Next, what we want to do is make the boss attack, because it won't really be a boss if it won't attack. So what I would also do is, so when you first join the world, let's do this. And then repeater, so it'll carry the signal. Then let's do another repeater there. And just normal piston. Do that. And then get either sand or gravel. I'm going to use sand because that's what I use. So the idea behind this little thing is, you know what? Is you push a button, it'll bring back this piston, it'll go down this arena, but it will also send a signal all the way over here to activate this piston, which will push this piece of sand down, and it'll land right here on this block. And then have a torch here. No. Torch here. Redstone there. And a repeater here. And then what should happen is the piece of sand falls, lands right here, therefore making it so the redstone will pass through, activating this set of redstone, which will activate a clock, which will continually set off the whatchamacallit, those dispensers, the dispensers. So how you did a clock to work is you do this. So you first bring this over here. Let's do that. And we'll do this. And we'll do that. Then do that. And then that. That. So what happens now is piece of sand blocks. Oh, wait. Oh. Piece of sand falls. Basically, it would send a signal over here that will break this, and then we need to add a clock so it will continue. Let's just do this. And yeah, we'll do that. Then bring these back to slow it down so it isn't like rapid fire and making it impossible for you to hit your target. And just do that. And that. And that. And this will just slow it down. So now, if we do the sand, it'll send a signal up there to activate the pistons once instantly. And the signal comes around and activates the entire thing all over again. But to be honest, I think this is a bit too slow. So be free to mess with however you want this. You don't need to make it, just you want it to still be a bit challenging because it is a boss. So let's do some of that. Like that. So on. Yeah. And then just break that when you're done. Just break that one. There. Now it stops. Place the redstone back whenever you want to reset this. Now, now what you do is just fill, with how the dispensers are right now, I fill them up with fire chargers because they go somewhat straight. They'll curve off or they'll go straight. It's random, and so they'll give you a chance to dodge. If you have the dispensers higher or that lower, you can do arrows or potions, but I don't want it too complicated on how to on like the perfect height so it will actually hit. But it is possible. There have been some videos I've seen before of that happening. So let's hit 64 of each. Do that, 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 and that. And yeah, I think this boss is about ready. Just put a bow with some arrows. Since this is redstone, just use normal arrows. If you made it so the dispenser spawn enemies, then go ahead. Instead of teleporting, I'm just gonna do this. Whoops. Done. Then I will also piston and set our light green wool back out. And let's bring it down to the ground. Let's bring this down. Do this, and then that, and then this. Yeah. So basically what this will do is, when you win, it will also send a signal down here that will destroy this redstone, which will therefore, that this clock will still keep running, but it won't be able to send a signal to the dispensers telling them to shoot. So this is just it just creates this into a dead end. A dead end, basically. Okay. So I think this boss is ready. I need to know in more detail for like an arena and the boss design and all that stuff. So let's just do game mode, survival, and get the bow. Oh, there's some lag. Why is it lag? Sorry if you. Okay. Hit that. And now it's starting to shoot. So we activated that one. And that one. As you can see, I got hit. But we win. And you can see down there, the clock is still going. But the signal's not going anywhere. It's not going to be activating these anymore. So yeah, that is boss number 1. I will just call it the andate boss. I'll show you another one that I tend to put a life bar above it. You don't need the life bar, but this basically makes it so you can hit the multiple weak points multiple times, and so yeah, you'll hit the weak points multiple times. Like I'll shoot this, and then some redstone will happen in the back, and then if I had a health bar, the health bar will go down, and then when the arrow despawns, I'll be able to hit it again. I'll do the same thing. So yeah, I'll do that later though. Save and quit. I'll show you. Let me see if I can find. Wait, what's it? This one? Might be this world. Where that's an example of this. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Here's a basic one that I made a pretty long time ago. But it has more weak points, but it's still the same concept. You still have to hit all of them, and they have to be lit up at the same time. Okay, that arrow despawned. So yeah, I'll show you it real quick. Let me just hop in here. Let me just get more arrows. Game mode. Survival. So you open these doors up. There's a redstone path. I didn't do a good job hiding, but I at least made it so you can't go on it. Then this dude just starts firing at you. Oh. They're empty. I'll need to refill those dispensers, but shoot that one, then you shoot that one, then shoot that one, and you can see all these ones are lit, and then if you shoot that one, if I can shoot it, it teleports me to a sign that says you win. Every just fall down. If this, yeah, there it is. So, yeah. You can see the little, date, not the, well, the clock I have set up. And then back here you can see, the command block. And what I did in this was so I have, where is it? Yeah, I have an and date there. I think I have a second one somewhere else. Well, okay, there's one there. And, yeah. You get the idea. Some redstone stuff, it's just another action of the way. This boss didn't take me too long to make. But, yeah. There it is, there's a how to make a very basic redstone boss in Minecraft, and I will do a more complicated boss later on. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.